and welcome to Jamaica post-Hurricane Melissa, the people, the places, the progress. I'm Donald Oliver, and I'm introducing a new Jamaica Observer series that will focus on the island's efforts to rebuild following the passage of Hurricane Melissa on October 28. Jamaica's landscape, both physical and emotional, has been changed forever. This Category 5 monster storm ravaged the southern and western parishes in particular, creating a nightmare scenario for families, communities, farmers, livelihoods, the education system, tourism, and the nation's overall economy. Now, early estimates place the scale of destruction at least $8 billion US. That's 41% of Jamaica's 2024 GDP. But the psychological toll is equally significant and should not be underestimated as the country strives to recover as quickly as possible. In the first weeks of recovery, entrepreneurs, community groups, and well-wishers from across the island mobilized, and they offered support in any way they could. Many believe that without this initial wave of private sector goodwill, Jamaica would be in an even more dire position today. This group, a major part of the entertainment hub in Jamaica, were one of the first on the ground to provide relief as well as good cheer. Across Jamaica, the scars cut by Hurricane Melissa are everywhere. But in every parish, in every community, something else is showing up too. Resilience. It's not new to us. Jamaica pulled itself up after Gilbert in 1988, after Charlie in 1951, and even after the devastating earthquakes of Kingston in 1907 and Port Royal in 1692. But Hurricane Melissa is being called the worst climate disaster the country has ever faced. Still, just days after the storm, Jamaicans started to rally.
It's, what time is it right now? It's now 5:35 in the morning. You are sleeping right now. But you know what we're doing? We're working. Look at that. Yeah.
What you're seeing here is only a fraction of what's happening across the island. This is Romesh Major, head of Romesh Entertainment and Major Marketing. He and his team have been pushing hard since day one to mobilize relief efforts. And support has been pouring in.
Over 150 we are going on the road today. We have a whole heap of things. We have people I meet, we have Ochi, we have people, we are going at Ochi like at the army are going.
Are you surprised by the support?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very much. Now we know, so if you know me, you know so I have my team big. But with everything else we get, it's even bigger. So our greatness. We're ready for today, man. With the grace I got, everything will go right.
I know Romesh from high school,
yeah.
And literally the minute he posted that he wants to do something, I messaged him and I was just like, I don't care what you want me to do, I'll come, right? I mean, I've always been an advocate for helping others, and it would be a miss of me to sit and do nothing. We've been praying and asking the Lord for mercy for the hurricane not to hit us, but I think His mercy was sparing some of us so that we could help the rest, which is why this initiative is so important. And it's really good to see people like Romesh and other persons coming together to support the west side of Jamaica.
This team, a pillar of Jamaica's entertainment community, were among the first to step in, bringing essentials, comfort, and moments of light in the middle of the storm's shadow. But their work is part of something larger, a movement of Jamaicans, from corporate groups to corner shop owners, from influencers to everyday residents, all choosing to lift each other up, choosing hope over helplessness. We've seen disaster before, and every time the island bends but never breaks. Melissa has tested us, but she has also revealed us, a people united, creative, compassionate, and determined. Because in Jamaica, resilience isn't just a response. It's a culture, it's a legacy. And right now, it's leading the recovery. And in the spirit of full disclosure, Shauna Isaacs, Romesh Major, of course, and yours truly attended the greatest high school this side of the hemisphere, the Arden High School. And on that note, I want to introduce you, Romesh Major. Romesh,
Arden used to go?
really, brother?
I joke.
No, but I've always known you, obviously, with that entrepreneurial spirit. Never knew that you'd get this empire under your belt, though. So congratulations on that effort.
Respect, man.
Let's take a jog back. I think both of us are the same age, so you may have a fleeting memory of Hurricane Gilbert.
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
Minor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just remember just like one zinc flying by.
No, I remember there was a big tree in front of my yard, dropped right into the road and blocked the road.
Yeah?
And it was a willow tree, so it just make clear nice right through the storm. And when the storm near for done, it just dropped. Bloom.
All right, I'm going to talk about Hurricane Melissa because in the days leading up, a number of Jamaicans were so anxious, and I want to know how you were feeling because I remember you sending out a message on social media and just telling everybody to just prepare. That was your message to them.
Mm-hmm.
But in the days leading up, how was it for you?
Well, the days leading up to the hurricane, I observed that a lot of people wasn't seeing how dangerous this hurricane was and how the hurricane was moving. I just know say something right. And as a businessman, as a family member, and as a person, a leader for a team, I always tell my team them, it is better to be prepared than unprepared. So me button down the whole of my window them for every business place, every shop, every single thing, for make sure my house, them everything, make sure say nothing no good. And me take on the road. I was in the road most of the time while the storm was happening in Kingston. Yeah, man. I drive around and I give people them live coverage with them see what I go on the road, which tree blow down, which this, that, which wave I come. Why would I help people? Because would I help the people them around in my area, like the people them up on the road where I sell, me buy off them entire stock and make them go in early. Me bring over my staff them and tell them say, oh, we cook and run boat. Me did out there with the Chinaman. There's a Chinese shop at the end of the first part of my road. So I know that I saw something came up that Jewish students wanted help. I mean, just go to Chinaman and we buy a whole heap of product and we just give the student them so them can alright through the storm. And you know, me did say alright, at least me give back some people, so we're good. But when me see the devastation and see what I go on and say it reaching a category 5, I knew it was going to do some crazy dangerous stuff. So that is why I put out the note while the hurricane was that, yo, we have to be strong and we have to come together.
So you're on the road. Tell me the moment that it really hit you based on what you saw and you're like, my goodness, this looks serious.
Well, just from the storm being into a category 5, I know it's going to be serious. No, I can't recall any Caribbean country getting something like that. Mm-hmm. So I know it was going to be terrible, especially seeing that it's going through St. Elizabeth. And if you know, I was one of the first person on the ground last year when it was Beryl. So I saw what Beryl did, and this storm was basically twice the size. So St. Elizabeth and them place and I come back properly if you get a next storm, I know say that will be massive and terrible.
Was there a specific image or video that you saw that made that really clear said no, this serious?
Boy, when we start seeing the stuff going over social media after the early flooding before the storm even reach, and the winds, gusts and all of them stuff before all of the people them lose media and everything, I just say, all right, then this really going to cause problems. So we have to just come together and join the people.
How did that realization make it clear that you had to respond in a particular way?
Well, it's not me. I have a huge platform. I have over 1 million followers. I work with corporate, I work with business people, I work with individuals, and I know I have a lot of followers, so we just go there with a cry, and boy, everybody take up the cry and hear the cry and just start.
I asked you in the feature that we did when we were here, right? If you were surprised by the response, you said yes. Why?
I was very surprised because normally going out there, I normally start off without any help. I normally go out there and just go strong with my funding, my team, my everything, like what we did last year. You know, with the help of Shen, we did that last year. And then this year now, I just say, yo, I'm going to roll out without help or no help. But I just say, because of this devastation, I know it can't be a me, it can't be a we, it have to be everyone. So, you know, just reaching out and the people in the system start, as the storm stop, we start clear road where I cut up tree. We start clear the road and with the forklift, we start put up back light posts. So I made sure my area, which is Walton Park Road and Campbell's Boulevard, this side was okay. And then we just said we're going to start help. And I never know it was be so big. I just say things just keep on coming in and rapid. And while things are coming in and are packing, we just go out. So I have to big up the people in Jamaica and the people across the world that help. And I have to big up my team because my team played a very major role.
Did anyone responded that really inspired you? Probably even you had a raised eyebrow, like.
Not really. I mean, I get
Okay.
no special call from nobody, but a lot of people help. It's not like something would say, I never expect to get called. What surprised me is that I don't get called from some people that I expected to get called from. That is what surprised me. You understand? And I give a special big up to Sean Paul too, because Sean Paul was one of the first person who see what we start with and reach out and say, yo, the whole we need for do this. Shaggy reach out to as well. But yo, it's not an individual thing. It's not a one-time thing, thing there we do every day. It's just, me not put out nobody. It's just, you know what, even if one little man did come, just give me a pack of wipes, everybody added to what we did, and we just have to big other people.
And Sean Paul was a little bit strategic in what he was doing because he was helping out Border in particular, because while you give out relief, you also have to help people to build back their homes and their businesses, and he did that with Border, them selling fish and stuff like that too.
Yeah. Well, enough of things I not see, because me tell you, say, me never work in my life. You understand? I remember, say, while we're going on the road, we are give out food packages, we are give out zinc, we are give out nail, we are give out ply, we are go up on the road with backhoe, so we are clear road same time, we are cut down tree, we are do the full 360 when we start up on the road.
I mean, so a lot of us have been on the road and we've seen the devastation, right? And after a few days, some of us were sending message that if you can't take it, don't come on the road. If you're an emotional person, don't come on the road. How did you respond to that devastation when you saw it firsthand? Did it hit you?
Well, my emotions come more from people. The feedback of people, and you can see the pain. My emotion, I'm not gonna cry if a building drop down. Any idea, material and can build back. When we go through Black River, like me, I say, yo, this is not a storm. This look like you get a can or a tire and crush it up. When we go Westmoreland and I see how it really do the place to that make it sad. And then while I was going, I think it's Petersfield, I look and I see crazy amount of dead cows to my right while I go to places. And them something that touch me because people don't understand. So it's not just, listen, a man can live without a house, but we can't live without food and water, Remember that,
Especially if it's a livelihood.
Exactly. So if we say animals are die, we see the bees, them can't even find out where to pitch because the tree them gone. Them something that make you take a long-term mentality thing and know, say, yo, we in a problem.
You met with the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the most honorable Andrew Holness, and there's been obviously backlash and conversations saying that the government they haven't done enough, but you've decided to go into partnership with the government, in particular the Ministry of Education, in helping to build back some schools. It's so expensive, Romesh. So my question is, how are you going to be doing that?
Well, it's expensive upon what they want to do. You have some school where lose 10 sheets of zinc at $30,000.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's not me alone, we have the people in my back way. So we just say, we just start small and take time build. And again, when you're doing this stuff and the public is helping and people is helping, you don't know how far it go, you don't know the range. The point is that I am starting something and I have my platform that can help, but if they don't help, I am still doing something. It's not a thing about money, it's not a thing about expense, it's not a thing about cost, it's not a thing about at least, even if it's one school I do, at least I know me do something for help. Like right now, I'm about to give away 4 container house to 4 different families that have over 5 people in the family. That's a huge push. You understand? And I kind of cut down from the media, I don't post much again because every time I post stuff, it's like you get more people asking for stuff in your DM, so you can't really see what is what, and your DM get clustered and you understand? So I do things now and post less. Like I went to a school last week, that the School of Deaf. It's in a bad position, but what I know closely is that their computer room gone. So automatically I go up on the phone, I call my friend and this, and we get 30 tablets same time. So it's stuff like those. We don't have to say we're going to rebuild back a school fully, but at least we're helping with something.
How do you think that this partnership will help communities, this partnership with the government, and why are you so confident that this will work out?
All right. When we speak about the government, everybody get up and curse and fuss about the government and make it be political. Whether it's orange or it's green, any one of them would have sit down up there, so would have problems. Right? I have been through Corona with this government, and I feel them do a good job, and I don't have no problem to stand with them. I am not a person who never vote in my life. It might be bad, but I've never voted. You understand? But I just show you an example that whoever in charge, we need to stand with him. I see this thing where the two of them are vice versa argument. That's stupid. That's not good for the country. At the end of the day, you're not supposed to can meet together and talk things civilized inside and not come to the media and make. We're not supposed to in our time now for bashing, comparing, confusion. We need to just find a way how to just fix the country together.
Speaking of reaction, you've really pushed for the entertainment industry to keep going. What has been the reaction you've seen since you've made that statement?
Well, I never push for it, you know. I remember me pushing for it.
Well, you proposed the idea. Yeah.
It's not, I don't want to take nobody praise.
Okay.
All of the artists them come. I never call no individual artist and say, come, I could do this. All of the artists them come out of the kindness of them heart and the power with them have and do the same like what me do.
Right.
So a lot of people said this and said that, and I see picture post so me bigger than people. I don't want no praise or no love different for this. I just do this for my country because I love my country, I love my people them. But every artist, every human being will get up and go out there, them do the same thing like what me do. Yeah, I might go there and do more, but at the same energy and the same love and it help bring.
Why is it important though for the entertainment
It's very important
industry?
because, as I said before, it can't be a government thing, it can't be a one person thing, it has to be an entire Jamaica, entire Caribbean, an entire world. Because remember, bro, this crisis that we're in is not a 1 day, or 2 day, or 1 year, or 2 months. This is something that damage you for a lifetime, and we just have to use everybody to get over it.
Explain the practical ways as to how the entertainment industry opening up and continuing helps the common man.
Well, that is very key for me. I have an event keeping every week. I have to keep things going. But we have to remember now, if we made it, and I want to emphasize on this part, right? Because I see it happening. I see a lot of corporate company basically uses now as excuse for don't keep them Christmas event for them staff, right? Now, we are in a crisis where the country was living normal upon 10 months of the year, and then there's a devastation. And these companies, we're not talking liquor company, a liquor private company, fine, but we're talking them big multi-billion company. You're going to say, oh, we're not keep no event, we're not do this, another. When you do that now, you're shining, you turn down the light in Jamaica. Because when you go and keep a corporate event now and keep a treat or a charity, you're helping people. You're giving your staff relaxation. Remember, all of this is not about just material and food. This is a mental thing. You know how much people devastate with mental things right now? You know how much people the storm hurt them mentally. Them don't even care about them roof or that, but them lose a loved one. Them go through and see people are blow away, people are drown. It's a mental thing. So when you come now and say you want don't do this and you take away entertainment. Remember, we as Jamaicans, you know, you see sports, you see food, you see entertainment, that is our love.
That's the DNA.
You understand? So at the end of the day, when you as corporate come and cut it down, or you as certain people cut it down, I understand if a liquor man that put on a party and he cost him $500,000 and all I'm saving and fix it, no problem. But them big company, we don't call a name because you know they don't like me. But them big company not holding strong and keeping the entertainment going and keeping their events to make them staff feel better. Look on it, I have a company across the island. You know how me would have feel good for know some of my staff there, my business when I work with, the head branches in Kingston, and them send a shuttle bus to me at St. Elizabeth or Westmoreland and carry me come to Kingston for Christmas and make me can come and eat and drink free and take on my mind from all of the
Just
people and then send me back.
Yeah.
You know how strong that is? So them little things that I tell you about where the entertainment have to keep going. We have to keep pushing. You understand? So me not stop.
What's the biggest thing you've learned these last few weeks?
Biggest thing is that no matter who you are, what you are, your blessing, your material, your life can be lost in a day. No matter how rich you is and you have the biggest house, you have the prettiest car, when Father God come for that, you don't have nothing. So that me just, the whole of we equal right now. And we have to learn that and live that and respect each other as one. Whether you're rich or you're poor, we are one. The whole of we have to go walk in a grave same time, the whole of we born same time, the whole of we go through the same process. Nobody is better than nobody, so we need to just live better together. And I've learned that material is nothing.
There are a lot of people who are skeptical in terms of giving because they don't know whether they should give it to the government website or certain aid groups or whatever. What would you tell them in terms of giving them advice as to how to give during this time?
Well, you have a lot of individuals out there you can give to. And if you don't want to give to the individual, you want to give to, come help yourself. Fly, come here, come help. You understand? But there are always ways and means. Remember, you know, you send something to John Brown, how you know so John Brown take what you get. You send something to the government where you know. You can't, listen, this is not a time for us to judge and assume stuff. If you're doing out of the kindness of your heart, just do it. It must reach somewhere good.
Respect.
Big up.
In this edition of Never Forget, we bring you the sights and sounds of Holland Bamboo after Hurricane Melissa's passage. Once a lush, arching tunnel of bamboo and a beloved tourist stop, it also serves as a key southern route between Lacovia and Black River in St. Elizabeth, and it now tells its own story of impact and recovery. Welcome back. In this edition of Through Their Eyes, we turn to the eyewitnesses of Hurricane Melissa, the journalists who documented it, the community members who survived it, and those now driving recovery efforts. Their first-hand accounts reveal the story behind the headlines. They take us inside the moments of fear, loss, and resilience that statistics alone can't capture. This week we hear from our very own Dana Malcolm.
I am from St. Elizabeth. I spent my early years in Monroe and moved to Middle Quarters, where I've spent most of my time. So when I heard that Hurricane Melissa was heading west, I was very concerned. I get a call from my editor at Observer, and he said, "We're sending some people out to St. Catherine. Do you want to go?" So I said, "Yeah, I want to go." So I grabbed my water boots, I grab a shirt and a raincoat, and I'm waiting for them to pick me up to go to St. Catherine. And this is still in the middle of Melissa. They call me back and they say, "Well, transport is limited. We're not going to go to St. Catherine, but we're going to St. Elizabeth first thing tomorrow." Because at this point, based on the press briefings, we understand that the worst of it is between St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. We're now in New Holland. And it meant that we were some of the first people to get there. When we came around the corner and saw not just the houses, but the hillside, it was stripped bare. It was like looking at toothpicks. There was not a single leaf that you could see. I stopped and I spoke to a lady. And I asked her, "Where did you go?" She said, "I'm not going to have to stay here." So, in the wet, in the cold. And when we are in the wet and in the cold, people come join us in our wet and cold, because at least we had a roof. At least the concrete was still standing, walls were still standing. She said the amount of water that came through her house, it was like a river. She couldn't even find some things, plates and so on. Furthermore, there was no food. And we gave away everything that we brought. We stopped, we had maybe some Gatorade and so on, even stuff that we had already opened. I spoke to somebody, I said, "I already started drinking it, you want it?" She said, "Yes, I want it." So I gave it to her. And and we moved on. And at one point, I started to search for the houses that still had a roof rather than search for the houses that had no roof because there were too many. And I'm like, what is going on? Because this is where I drive to go to school every single day. This is my road where I frequent. I'm passing at this point people that I know, my church brothers and sisters' houses. Everything is outside, roof gone. Keep going into middle quarters now. And we turn the corner and I saw my grandma's house. And there's a coconut tree in the roof of the house. So we didn't stay because again, we're working. I'm a professional. So we head into Black River. On the way to Black River, middle quarters was already bad. That was when leaving New Holland going into middle quarters was when even the car was just quiet. Even the driver was like, when this gonna come back? When is this place going to come back? We went into Black River and the scenes, like the images, is like, I'm like, is this really Jamaica though? Because this is the kind of thing that you see on CNN, on AFP, and you empathize. And you realize that it represents something, you realize that it represents devastation, but seeing that in your place, I remember just churches with the roof gone and filled with water still, and this is day 2 after the hurricane. People walking, just dragging their feet through the water. And like, it was just seeing devastation in real time is like, I know it alters your brain chemistry. And we had not even yet gotten into the town of Black River. When we get into Black River, first of all, it was filled with people. Immediately, people walking, people driving past us, they stopped. And it was like, when something happens and you finally get the chance to talk about it, and it just comes out of you, immediately as we got into the town, 5 different people talking to us from 5 different directions, and everybody has a different story, and all of them are equally horrifying. Sometimes it's difficult to get people to speak about what has happened to them, and as a journalist, you have to know when to accept a no and not to push, because you don't want to traumatize people further. I don't remember going up to a person who didn't want to speak. We just got out of the truck and lost each other immediately. We went in 5 different directions because there were so many people and they all wanted just to have somebody to listen. And I took 2 things, I think, from being in Black River that day. First of all, it was just like, I don't know, you know those time lapses where you see somebody, they put somebody in like New York City in Times Square and that person stays still and everybody else is going around them. That was what it felt like. Because the first thing that I realized is that pride is a luxury. Pride is something to be saved for when you're not starving and for when everything around you is flat. And I'm not like saying it to judge the people who are there in the slightest. I'm saying it because as Jamaicans, we like to say we're proudful people. We have pride. And these same people, friends, neighbors, I remember a pastor, were just pulling. If they weren't walking around dazed and just looking at what was going on, they were doing their best, just walking past with cases of food, cases of water, Malta, whatever they could carry. And I know it's not because these people are robbers and thieves. It's because they were desperate. I went up to a business owner who opened this business for people to come and take what they needed. And he said to me, give me a number, maybe one day I'll call you and talk about it. But right now, I can't. And this big man, he put his head in his hands and he was like, can't talk about it. But I just have to keep reminding myself that we weren't spared. We're just lucky. And it's up to those of us who are lucky to do the work, to keep going back, to make sure that people don't forget, to give these people the opportunity to tell their own story and hopefully broadcast it in a way where they get assistance. And I can see where that's been happening. It's one thing that I'm proud of in terms of the whole team. Really went hard in terms of doing our best to bring people's stories to the forefront. And I see where I see it in the email every day, people reaching out, how do I get in contact with this person? How do I get in contact with that person? Please, I want to help them have something. But the experience of being in a disaster zone isn't something that I would recommend for anyone at all. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to the place where I'm from, but I'm glad I did. Would I do it again? I don't know. I don't know.
And that's it for first edition of Jamaica post-Hurricane Melissa. The people, the places, the progress. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, please remember, recovery doesn't happen in a day. It happens in the hands and hearts of all of us. Thank you for being part of the conversation and for keeping these stories alive. I'm Donald Oliver. See you next time. Godspeed.